Good evening, y'alls. I have been feeling kind of down lately. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's getting back into the 40-hour work week grind. Maybe it's touch deprivation. It's probably a little cocktail of it all. I've got my little candle, which is within my budget that I bought for myself. Ooh, that looks so cool. Holds it like a ghost story. Ooh. um, but I guess I just felt like I wanted to talk about and be real about what I've been thinking about, worrying about, stressing about, how my emotions have been fluctuating or whatever. Because there's definitely like the outside appearance that is given, and then there's like the day to day that I think like isn't so touched on. And I think it's important because we're like in no shock that like the way the system is detrimental, harmful, exploitative, not sustainable. But, you know, I feel like it doesn't really go beyond that. And in like, not in like, I'm not doing much better because I'm not really going much beyond that either. But I feel like in being like sharing my experience or like the realness of it, hopefully it's gives that personal touch that maybe other people are looking for, where it's like, oh, I'm not the only one. And it's like, obviously we're not the only one. But sometimes it's nice to be reminded or to relate to somebody else's experiences. So without further ado, I'm just gonna do a little, I guess, like, not a vent, but just what's been on my mind and the things that are kind of dragging me down. I mean, I've been budgeting more, and honestly, being pretty strict about what I do and don't buy can be really triggering because it feels like my freedom's being infringed upon. There's a part of me that was like, oh, I miss Mexico. And it's like, girl, I miss the freedom of Mexico. I miss having like a way bigger, literally, I didn't have a budget at all. I'd spend whatever I want. And I was buying tons of food, and like I'd even get myself massages sometimes because I was like, oh, I'm in Mexico. Like I should take advantage of like the price difference, whatever. It was still $50. $50, which now, where I'm at currently, is like a little more than half of my food budget for a week, which is crazy. Like, I think back to the years and years I've gone without proper budgeting. I'm like, wow, I could probably have so much more saved by now if I wasn't just like, oh, I deserve this, or like, oh, supplements, like, they're good for me. Like, let me just spend $40, $80 on this and just bite it because, like, oh, I need it. I need it. I don't need it. And now that I'm getting more real about what I need and I don't need, and making sacrifices that I'm not used to making, it's really triggering because, like I said, it feels like it's imposing upon my freedom. When ultimately I know that it's a choice. It's a choice that I'm making, and I just wish that things were different, but that doesn't really wishing doesn't do much for you. I've been getting back into the 40-hour work week schedule, and honestly, it's pretty isolating. It's crazy because like I live with my family, but I don't really feel like I'm connecting with them a lot of the time. Sometimes I feel looked over or like no one's really there. I honestly connect with my stepdad more than I do my blood relatives, which sounds fucking depressing. And it just feels like a shame. Like it doesn't feel depressing, but it feels like a fucking shame, and it does make me sad, and like I think is affecting my mood that like I'm not connecting with my family, and that like if I want to connect with them I have to like put forth a pretty exerted effort as opposed to just like all generally being in the same space at the same time and like bonding over other things. Because like I don't eat my meals with my family a lot of the time because I have such a different diet. Um, that's another big one. Like cooking all of my own meals for myself. And on the nights when my parents decide to get takeout and I'm included in that, it's like such a fucking weight off my shoulders. It's like, oh, thank God. Like, oh, what a treat. Like, what a surprise. Like, it's so alleviating. Or like when my mom has something planned for dinner and it's like, I already had something planned, then it's like, oh, I can put that off and I can eat that for lunch tomorrow. It's like such a treat. And I think I kind of feel like how I was living when I was on the farm and no one was there with me. Oh, what is that on my phone? That's a little fruit fly. It was pretty solitary. It was me working on the farm with very few people and then going home to a shack that no one was in it. And during those times, I was drinking a little bit, about a 6-pack a week or so to try to like have fun. And honestly, I was so depressed. Maybe I shouldn't say so depressed, but I was pretty sad. Like I think like connection and like community are like really big staples of like what's important to me, especially when I think about the way I grew up, which was like surrounded by people. And whenever I lack that, it might be okay for like a week or two, but then it starts to really take a toll on me and I feel touch deprived and I like miss having a partner. Lately, I've been like just missing having a man to like sleep next to. Like, I don't know why. Well, it's probably because of the way I was raised. Like, my dad, he cuddled us like all through our childhoods. And there's like that safety and that security when a parent's attentive and cuddling you. And I feel like I get the same feeling with a partner, especially with like a man, because it's like I feel like my nervous system relaxes. And even if I'm thinking about other things, it's like, oh, but I have this person to rely on and to lean on. And I guess I just need to like hang out with my family more because like the touch deprivation is like getting to my fucking brain and making me crazy. It's making me crazy, bitch. Like, how do people live like this? Like, I'm fucking sad. I hate it here. Like, not even taking into account the fact that, like, sex is like a drug that I've been without for more than I would care to. Not that this is like the longest I've been, but I guess my taste is just changing and I'm like way past the point of how long I would have liked to have been. Oh, damn, it's actually probably been like, it's been since May, June, July, August. Oh my God. It's gonna be 5 fucking months, bro. Cause I was like in a crazy relationship and then I was like, oh, I need to heal. And now I'm like, I don't really want to fuck with dating apps. Like, I just feel like they're a waste of time and they're rigged and it's just kind of like another addictive scrolling game. And I mean, maybe I'll get back into it if I decide that that's what I want. But especially right now when I've only really been like working on myself hardcore for like 2 months, it's just not it. It's just not it. It just feels like really hard. It feels really difficult to like balance all of the aspects of my life from like going to work, cooking myself meals, and then like the little additives in it, like meditating and going to the gym and having a social life and like having fun, but like also budgeting and like having enough time to like go out and do things. And it's like, I try to remind myself, like, I have 4 hours from 6:30 when I get home to 10:30 when I want to be to bed. And it just feels like such a small amount of time, even though I know rationally that like 4 hours is like enough time to do a lot of different things. But I kind of get home from work and I'm like kind of crashing a little bit. I've also been like going off caffeine. And honestly, like the withdrawal from that should have been done, but I think like my energy is still stabilizing. I think I've had like some blood sugar issues going on for a while. So like I got off sugar. Not that I don't eat any sugar, but I went from eating about 60 to 100 grams of sugar a day easily, whether that's from fruit juice or chocolate chips or ice cream, to about 35 grams of sugar. And that's natural sugars and added sugars. I would say it might be up today, but because I had half a cantaloupe, but I didn't eat much else. I had a half a cantaloupe. I had a little bit of ketchup with my lunch, and then I had a smoothie for dinner. So there's sugar, there's fruit sugar in that, but it's mainly just fruit sugar today. I probably didn't go past 35 grams, yeah. And that's another big emotional component. Like, it's a choice. I have to remind myself, like, it's a choice to be like sugar free or like low sugar. But it's hugely emotional. And I realized once I first started doing it, because I had watched that sugar film, and I was like, holy shit, like, I need to check myself, especially because I was like having blood sugar issues, or like what felt like blood sugar issues, like poor energy and like this craving for sugar and like this like highs, like having to like drink juice and stuff, and like relying on caffeine a bit and getting really grouchy if I didn't have it, and just like how I would like mentally revolve my life around like treats. Like, even though like my diet was still pretty limited, I was like, okay, like I'm gonna drive all the way over here to get this bagel that I really like, which is literally just a bagel fucking coated in cinnamon sugar. It's just sugar bread. I just wanted sugar. Like, I've always been addicted to sugar my entire life since I was a kid. Like, really bad in high school, really bad in college, like up to this day. Like, you know, it's like, oh, I want a sweet treat here and a sweet treat there, and putting agave in my matcha and this and that and whatever. And it's like, girl, that's not eating. And so, in trying to do that, it's like one more thing that I'm trying to balance that ultimately does help make my life simpler, because in reducing my options of what I can eat, it's not like this game of like, oh, what am I going to make? It's like chicken and rice, salmon and rice, chicken and potatoes. Like, I'm trying to make beans, like, and then I'll be like beans, chicken, and whatever, avocado, you know? And then like the sweet treat I get, like my mom, so sweet, bought me some ice cream. And so I've been like eating just little tiny bits of it at a time as like a treat. And it's like, how can I, as like such a privileged person, like I have almost no bills to take care of, I'm able to save like 31% of my income. Like, I have a roof over my head. I have water. Like, I'm technically at home with my family. Like, how am I under so much stress? Like, why am I tweaking? Like, why is this like not inspiring happiness in me? And it's not like I'm not happy. Like, most of the time I'm pretty content, but it's like I'm happy during the week when I'm working and when I'm around people. And I'm like in this go, go, go framework where it's like I know I can't like crash. And like I have to like be on to a certain level, especially because it's like I'm around other people. So it's like they're bringing the energy too. And that's nice. It's really nice to be around. And then I get home and I'm kind of like, you know, it's like, damn, I got to do this for 4 more days in a row before I get 2 days to myself. And it's like, I have this people time at work, but I no time. And then I get to my weekend and it's like I have time, but not as much as I would like, but like almost no people around. And it's just like, I don't feel lonely the way that I did when I was on Instagram, but I definitely feel, like I said, like touch deprived and like isolated. And it fucking blows, bro. It fucking blows. And I know I'm not the only one. I know like this is a life that so many other people are living out. To the point where I've considered maybe saving up and doing past life regression. Honestly, it costs just as much as skydiving, so I don't know. um, because I gotta listen to that. What's it called? Wasted Out, or the Murals one, the Kendrick Lamar one. And I didn't even realize this is what he was talking about. He was talking about how he did a past life regression. He was talking about all his lives as these different performers. And I was like, shit, like, there's clearly a pattern here. And I was like, I wonder what my pattern is. Like, what is it? Like, and then I was kind of getting in my head, I'm like, am I getting worse? Am I getting better? Like, am I getting towards breaking free of the system? Let me out! Let me out! Bruh, the fuck? The thing is, I was so fucking goofed up this morning. I was making waffles. I went and dropped off bagels at my mechanic because he did me a favor for my car. I like came back. I was feeling good. And then just like, you know, it was right after I got back from Salvation Army. Like, I didn't find exactly what I was looking for, and they wouldn't accept my return. And I just kind of like, I was just like, I didn't have really anything else to do. And I still did all the things I'd set out to do today. Like, I walked the dog, I went to the gym, you know, I cleaned my room up, did a video, or all that jazz. But I'm just like, fuck, like, why is my mood, like, kind of low-key a little erratic? Like, I can't say I have bipolar because I don't experience mania. I would know if I was experiencing mania, believe me. And I think I would also know if I was experiencing, like, severe depression. But it feels like, and I'm like, are these just, like, normal mood swings, or is this, like, mini bipolar? Like, I don't get it, because I don't get it. My therapist was like, oh, do you have bipolar? And I was like, I don't think so, because I don't have mania. And I'm like, what is going on with me, though? Is it just, like, I'm not getting enough nature time? Which is, like, another aspect. Trying to balance it all. Like, fuck, man. It's like, when am I gonna have a break for real? Like, for real, for real. Like, where I don't gotta worry about a budget and a social life and food and like, just put me out in the woods, please. Put me out in the woods. And I don't fucking know. I guess I'd probably die if you just put me out in the woods. At least I'd be fucking free if I was dead. But of course, it's like, you're out in the woods and you're starving and you're like, I would give anything to be back where I was. I watched this video of this woman saying all these ways that you can, like, create a little bit of, like, happiness and, like, novelty, I guess, in your life without spending any money. And it was, like, very simple things on just how to make your life a little easier, just by, like, slowing down, like getting off the phone, like changing your alarm, lighting that candle that you have saving. I don't save my candles, but I know some people have, like, the fancy candle, and that's what she was talking about. She had 31 ways. Her YouTube name was called Frozen Pennies, which you're not supposed to freeze money because that will stop your money, but, like, witchcraft wise, but whatever. I understand the sentiment. And I'm just like, damn, like, am I really just, like, feeling this, like, anxious and turbulent on the inside because I just, like, need, like, physical contact? Like, I've talked about before how I feel like codependency is, like, an adaptive survival technique for touch deprivation, and it's so nice because I just got the Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers book out from the library because they won't let me listen to it on Audible anymore because my Audible subscription ran out. Could you even understand any of what I just said? I got the book and I'm, like, reading it. It's talking about love, which this will be really interesting to, like, oh, actually, no, I finished that part, and now it's going to start talking about sex, which will also be low-key super topical because who knows? Yeah, I guess I just wanted to, like, get all this out there and talk about the things I've been struggling with and working on, because It's fucking tough out here. Like, I think I saw this clip that was like Trevor Noah, that like comedian guy who always wears like the same jeans and sweatshirt, black with the braids, but he puts them in the ponytail, and he like has like vague autism vibes. And there was some other girl, I think, on the. Well, it doesn't matter who was it, but because Trevor Noah was the only one speaking. But he was talking about how, like, oh, Western society got you convinced you all need to be individualized. And it's like, oh, you go off and you buy your own house, and now you need to buy childcare, and now you need to buy a cook, and now you need to buy someone to clean. You know who those people used to be? Aunties and grandmas. Those are the people that take care of your children. Those are the people that help you cook and all this stuff, like, tearing up the community. And it's like, that's how I've been feeling for so long. Like, this is going to sound so corny, I was homeschooled, right? And we did this field trip to like a recreated like Lenape or like Cherokee like Native American village. That shit was dope. As like a little kid being there, and I don't know if it was ever since then or if I'd had that belief before. I was like, this is the way. Like, this is the way. These people had it right. It should never be anything but this. This is what I want. Like, this is peak right here. Like, fucking, like, hunter-gatherer, in the community, tribal living, like, the way they raise their kids, and even, like, the spirituality practices and all that stuff. And obviously, as I've gotten older, I've kind of, like, taken Native Americanism off of the pedestal. And it's just like, oh, that's just, like, one of many ways. But I still, like, mentally and like morally like align with like tribal or communal living values. Like, I think it makes the most sense. I think it's what we literally evolved and adapted for, and is like what's most beneficial to our survival. And people are struggling to survive because the community's being actively targeted and broken apart, and people are willfully participating in the active breaking up of the community. And it's so funny because like even to the point where it's like, oh, it's embarrassing to live with your parents. And I'm even like facing that. I'm like, oh, like I don't want to live here with my parents. Wait, hold up. Why would I further break myself apart from the tiny bit of community I have? Riddle me that. That's interesting. I mean, I would personally much rather make my own community of like my friends and my peers and the people who align with me and like won't like look over me and like have time for me. And like where we're like all, I mean, I've said this already, but like have the same values. Because honestly, it's a little depressing to see the way my mom like works herself and like hurts herself. And it's like, she is, I don't know if she's even capable of like looking at other possibilities of how to live. And I'm like, I don't want this for me. Like, I don't want to like work and work and work and like put everything on my shoulders and then like fall apart, like mentally or emotionally or physically. Like, I don't want to do that. So like, I'd much rather like be around people who want to like ask for help and like live off grid. And like, even if that means like shitting in a fucking bucket in the middle of the winter, if you get to do that above having to pay another bill, like, I personally am all for that. Will I ever give up hot water? I hope not. You can always just boil water and take a bird bath. Like, I don't think I'll ever have to give up hot water. But like, I will happily shit in a bucket in 40-degree weather to get to look up at the night sky and see the stars, and to walk into the neighboring house and see my friends. To like go out into the garden and just start snacking on like kale and tomatoes and shit. Like, bro, that's peak. We have a little tomato plant in the house. Every time I pass it, I'm taking any of the ripe tomatoes off of it. I'm eating it. It's just one plant. Imagine if I had a bunch of plants. Oh my God. And I'm just like, getting anxious in my head because I'm trying to get my debt cleared, and I'm like, I gotta stay positive. I gotta stay positive that like everything is gonna work out, and everything's gonna be okay, and that like I will like find a way, and that like there will always be another option, and I just need to like be like water. And the song is so good. It's by Beautiful Chorus, and I think it's called The Waves We Give. Oh my god, so gorgeous. I'm like, I just need to like adapt. I can't become hopeless. But it's like, damn, I don't even have the time or the privilege to become hopeless. I gotta like grind, or like else I won't meet my goals. That fucking sucks low key. And I guess it's like I gotta remind myself that it's not that I'll like die if I don't do these things that I'm telling myself that I have to do. It's just that I'm doing these things that I feel like I have to do because I have these goals that I want to achieve. I don't have to be ripped or physically well or, financially well, but it's like I would like to. And just the amount of sacrifices necessary. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing that it's like I'm 25 and I'm just now realizing like, oh, you don't get to have whatever you want. Or like, not that I've had like whatever I wanted, but like, oh, like maybe don't buy yourself takeout, or don't buy this thing, or it's a lot of like telling myself no, a lot, and I'm not used to it. Or like forcing myself to do stuff that I'm not used to doing, like when I'm tired cooking meals. And I think when it comes to being tired and doing the gym, I'm just gonna tell myself to start doing push-ups in my room, because that's gotta be better than just not going. Like, even if I'm tired and like I've been giving myself a break because I've been on my period, but I'm like, I gotta stop making excuses. I gotta stop telling myself that I can't do it, that I can only do it in the gym, that I won't have the motivation. I just need to get on the fucking mat and do like 10 push-ups. Because it'd be so cool being able to do 10 push-ups, not sissy. Full leg extended. It'd be cooler, 25 push-ups. Guess what 25 push-ups gets you? I hope a pull-up. I would like to be able to do pull-ups, because I feel like I've been shamed my whole life for not being able to do pull-ups. So maybe I need to reevaluate that goal. But it'd just be so badass if I could do a pull-up. I want to do a pull-up. I think it's important. My dad's always like, you need to be able to do a pull-up, because what if you're hanging off this? See, okay, this is why I'm crazy, because this is the shit that my dad would literally say to me. He's like, what if you're in a situation where you have to pull yourself up and you can't? Like, I guess, like, hanging off of a cliff or, like, in a tree or something. Like, who fucking knows where this crazy man's head is at? This man probably gave me OCD and anxiety. This man is... What the fuck is he on, bro? But he's like, you need to know how to do a pull-up, because what if your life depends on it? Yeah, and what if my life depends on, like, knowing how to use a gun? I don't know how to do that. Or driving stick. I don't know how to do that. The fuck? What are we gonna over here doomsday prep for everything? Just tell me I should do a pull-up because it's good to be strong. The fuck? Anyways, don't, like, put your twisted anxiety rabbit holes in my head, sir. Yeah. And then it's like I'm also trying to keep my head on my shoulders, working with my therapist, working on my anxiety, but that's neither here nor there. And I've pretty much gone over everything I've kind of been thinking about and working on, and just trying to be real that life is fucking beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Life as like your cells are regenerating and the grass is growing and like the earth is moving. Life is blessed and sacred and like such a miracle to get to participate in. And the circumstances sometimes fucking suck ass or difficult or hard. And I guess you just sometimes gotta have the hard shit to like appreciate anything else. But low key, I'd rather the hard shit being like chopping wood and, like I said, like shitting in a bucket than like, oh my god, I only have this much money for groceries. What am I gonna make? Am I gonna make the same thing every day? I'm gonna get so bored of it. Like, alright, I'm done. That's it. We are done. We're closing. Y'all's ever light your candle and it won't fucking melt the outside, and then it's like you gotta push that shit down? It's like so stupid. I'm like, what am I even doing? And then it like fucks up the wick, and I'm like, I'm just on one because I'm on my period. Don't even listen to me, bro. Oh, if you relate to this at all, please send a like, a comment, your personal experience, whatever. Maybe we can give each other some mutual encouragement. And check out my channel, because I think I'm so cool and that my videos are so cool. And so if you're here this long, maybe you also will think they're cool or fun or interesting or whatever. I'm usually like talking about life or some bullshit. So yeah.